When talking about distractions, we often think of external triggers like incoming WhatsApp messages, notifications, or a messy home office. But there are situations where distraction is actually caused by internal triggers. So, for example, when I've noticed myself looking at my LinkedIn newsfeed for the fourth time in an hour, I know that I'm actively looking for some distraction, and it's a clear signal that something is going on and I'm trying to escape discomfort. So it might be that I'm working on a really difficult task, or I got stuck, or that I've simply been working too long and are in desperate need of a break. This is all very logical behavior and rationally it can be explained, since our brains evolutionary are trying to move towards perceived rewards and get away from perceived discomfort. Often we're trying to distract ourselves by doing something which is more or less okay, that gives us some instant gratification or pleasure, like checking our LinkedIn newsfeed or reading some Twitter messages. But it doesn't give us this sense and feeling of deep fulfillment. And it's very different from traction, as explained by Nuriel in his book Indistractable. Because when you've experienced traction in your life, you're actually moving towards something you want. So you doing something that makes you feel alive and that fulfills you. To be able to cope with distraction, we first need to know what internally triggered and caused the distraction. Dr. Jonathan Bricker of the Fred Huntington Cancer Research Center in Seattle actually developed a way to master internal triggers and cope with the discomfort. And the first step, you really look at the thoughts or feelings behind the distraction. So, what discomfort were you really trying to get away from? Were you feeling lonely, insecure? Was there something else happening in your life? So, what caused the internal distraction? Two, journal it. Write down when you were feeling this internal trigger. What were you doing? Where were you? Who were you with? This gives you some insight into what is going on, and you'll be better able to manage this internal trigger in the future. Three, explore the feeling and stay curious. So just before you move into this distraction, you got a certain feeling. Well, notice that feeling and what does it do to your body? Do you feel stressed? Do you hold your breath? Do you go slouching in front of the computer? What are some of the signals that clearly tell you that something's going on? And once you're aware of that, can you just sit there, experience the feeling, and like an ocean wave, let it come and go? Or if that doesn't work for you, just breathe deeply in and out, because some focused breathing will ground you. The experiment. Get journaling and keep a log of your internal triggers that lead you to distraction. And what are the signals that you feel just before you are trying to distract yourself? Can you pick up on them and just be in the moment? And in case the feeling stays, why not turn this signal into a positive habit by every time you feel this specific signal, you do something positive, like, for example, taking a short walk or eating an apple. Enjoy experimenting.